Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Vinny here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Sohaib, and he's selling his Amazon Associates business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Welcome to the show, Sohaib. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me here.
That's absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to talking about your business. It's a pretty interesting one. And just before we do that, I'm going to go over a very brief summary of the business for our listeners. So today's listing is an Amazon Associates business in the home and electronic niches, and it was created in October 2019. The average monthly revenue for the business is $2,928, and it makes an average of $2,917 per month in net profit. The assets that are included with this sale are a domain and all of the site's content and files, as well as SOPs. You can head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 48983 to learn more about the business. If you want to start your due diligence, just remember to unlock the listing. Right, so hey, that is the general overview, but let's find out a bit more about you. Can you tell me a bit about your background in building and running online businesses? Is this something that you've always known about, that it could make money, or did you kind of find out about this industry, by accident?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I started my online journey I wanted to have a side hustle where I can earn, a couple of $100 or something, or maybe more. It started back in 2016. So before building websites and stuff like that, I was into domaining a little. So I used to buy small domains and then flip them for a couple of $100 of profit. So after then I thought, why not? I can just build on these domains, make a website and put some affiliate links on it and see what happens. So my journey started from there. And I guess in mid 2016, I discovered about passive income and all that kind of thing, and joined some forums in Facebook groups and learned about affiliate marketing in general. And then I was quickly introduced, because everybody is usually talking about one of the most popular affiliate programs, which is Amazon Associates. So I started looking into it, and I guess 2-3 months after that, I launched my first website. So yeah, that was my first foray into the online business world.
Yeah, that's a really solid answer for sure. I think you answered a couple of other questions I was going to ask you. It sounds like, the business model of affiliate marketing, I think you touched on it, that it's a really great business model because it's quite an easy way to earn. A lot of people describe, passive income, you can just set it up and get the content going and earns money in the background even while you sleep, for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned about, learning about affiliate marketing through different resources. Are there any resources you can recommend to our listeners that are really great for affiliate marketing? That could be certain influencers or YouTubers, or maybe course, or just anything like that.
Yeah, I stumbled upon, everybody else, on Smart Passive Income, Pat Flynn. I was really impressed on his performance, seeing his income reports and stuff that he was doing, and how to launch a website under 4 minutes, and then starting building links to the blog, ranking it, putting some affiliate links, and then eventually selling the website. So I was very much inspired by that. And I joined a couple of groups by the name of Proper SEO Group, which is pretty famous nowadays as well. It was one of the first few groups, and Matt Diggity was one of the very prominent guys over there. He had his blog and stuff like that. He shared his case studies and stuff like that. I never really active in those groups, but I was lurking around, learning the trade and how to build websites, how to write articles, how to rank them. And yeah, these are the few, Matt Diggity's blog. There's Niche Pursuit, Spencer Hawes, and yeah, these are one of the few prominent blogs that I used to follow, and still sometimes I go to the YouTube videos and blogs to learn more about this thing.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of really solid resources there, so hey, for sure. I think a lot of people in our crowd use the same people and same resources, for sure.
Yeah.
So you've covered about how you discovered affiliate marketing. What about this niche? Why did you set up a business in the home and electronics niches?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to target relatively high ticket items. So, like from the start, you don't really know how to get more and more, like build up traffic, like from the get go of the website. So you start building a website, you start writing articles, usually don't get much traffic. So my aim was somehow to target high ticket items. Soon as I start getting traffic, even if small amount, I can earn like rather big commission compared to selling low priced items. So that was my main goal, which I'm implemented in this website, which I'm selling right now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for sure. You've done really well to grow this site over the course of a year. I can see that the earnings have really increased in recent times. But
in recent times.
A lot of our listeners, they will be wondering why you're selling the business right now instead of sticking with it and continuing to grow it.
Actually, I'm working on multiple sites right now, and I need to invest the money somewhere else and into my website. So this is, I guess, that's why I'm selling this business at the moment.
Cool. So it sounds like a couple of the other side hustles that you've got going on, they seem to be really taking off and you need a bit more time to invest in those.
Yeah, it's getting a pretty hectic to manage because I'm doing all of the stuff myself. I write the content, I research the keywords, and I lay out the site. So there's no VA or any team like that. Everything is on me. So it's getting pretty hectic. So I think it's the right way to go.
Sure, and we'll touch a bit more on that as well, about the workload and stuff like that. I just want to ask you something about your experience, really, of when you were building the business. What sort of things did you learn that really worked while you were building the site?
There are two main things that I think other people who are listening to this interview can focus on. The first is keyword research. Like my first few websites, my keyword research wasn't that good. I was targeting really difficult keywords, but slowly and gradually I learned about long tail keywords and informational keywords where you just don't write best articles. You try and provide value to your audience. And then when they start to rank, it builds an overall authority of the website when you have informational articles, helpful articles for your audience. And obviously you have your commercial based articles. So it's a good blend of these two things, which makes website and actually helps to build overall authority of the website.
Yeah.
And the second thing I believe is whenever my keyword research has, somehow I've learned how to, like, for example, if I have a seed keyword, I usually write in topical clusters. So it increases topical relevance over time. And then you start ranking for keywords without building backlinks. Like this is pretty evident with this website at the moment. I have 0 backlinks at the moment. 0, none.
Okay.
So only on the basis of a powerful expired domain and writing topical relevant content in clusters, like silos or cluster, whatever you want to call it. So it's a pretty big thing which people miss out.
Lots of really great insight there, for sure. I mean, if we look on the other side of the looking glass, what things did you try that didn't work for you?
Actually, I had before like building this blog over time, like writing more and more articles, topical relevant articles, I had purchased some guest post outreach backlinks back in 2019. And I guess after purchasing those links, after a couple of months, I think that was one of the reasons why the site got hit pretty hard in May of this year. The big update, as everybody calls it, the core update on 4th of May. So I think that didn't work out pretty well.
Gotcha. Okay. So was there any software or tools that really helped you when you first started running the business? Anything that you could recommend?
Yeah, I pretty much use Ahrefs, SEMrush. Yeah, these are the basic 2 tools I use for keyword research and looking at the overall website that everything is fine. Mostly for keyword research. I use them, both of these.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Where does the majority of your traffic come from? Is it mainly organic or is there any paid advertising in there?
It's 100% organic traffic. No paid advertising or social media or stuff like that.
Right. Gotcha. So I mean, what do you currently do in terms of marketing for the business right now?
Actually, it's all 100% content marketing. As I said earlier, I find topical relevant keywords and add to it in the same cluster. I have around 4 to 5 clusters, topic clusters in my website. So I keep finding relevant and easy to rank long tail keywords and just keep doing what I'm doing, and it's working.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've mentioned about content marketing and you touched on some of the tasks that you do. Can you describe what the day-to-day or even week-by-week tasks and the type of work that you do on the site to keep it going?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty erratic. The publishing dates, if you see in the WordPress dashboard, I haven't really published articles on a regular basis. What I tend to usually do is publish articles in batches, and in some months of the year. I added around, I guess, most of the content in January and Feb of this year, and then some more articles in March. Yeah, and then I added around like 10 to 15 more articles, and I guess in June or July of this year. So it was not consistent, but I publish in batches. That's pretty much basically what I practice.
For sure. Well, let's talk about different opportunities to grow the business. I mean, if you did stay with it, what are some of the ways that you try to grow it?
I think I would move. What I personally feel is I'd move to more expensive, a better hosting company. And I have around, in terms of content, which I mostly focus on, my area of expertise or whatever you want to call it is content marketing, basically. So I have around 76 articles which are there in the draft section. It totals up to, I think, 100,000 words. So I'd publish it straight away, let it marinate for a couple of months, and then start optimizing it. One thing that I recently learned about is, and I guess I'm moving away from the tools that I mentioned, like Ahrefs, SEMrush. It's not that I have left them totally altogether, but Google Search Console, I think, is one of the most underrated tools in the industry. I mean, if you just focus on Google Search Console, the queries and the clicks, the CTR that you're getting, it's basically about search intent. If you can satisfy the search intent, you can rank for almost anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, that's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot to unpack there. So it sounds like the clue is with the sale, like you mentioned, there's over 70 unpublished drafts that the buyer could immediately use to increase their content base and optimize, like you said, with good keywords.
Yeah. Actually, content marketing, sorry to interrupt you, content marketing it's a numbers game. So the site has a particular number of posts right now. If you can like double it, that's my approach. If you can double the number of articles, you can at least grow the site by 30% or something like that in traffic and in revenue and profit. That's basically it.
Sure. So it sounds like, at least for the short term anyway, what a buyer could do is immediately just create as much content as possible.
Yeah, and if there's an experienced link building process or link building, you can hire somebody else to do it, because I don't usually build links for some time. This is my strategy overall, to buy an expired domain in like in a relevant niche and then just start writing good content on it.
Yeah.
So if somebody is experienced in link building, so I think that will help a lot too.
Okay, really good insight. A lot of great answers there, for sure. I just want to ask you about the risks with the site, really, because obviously all businesses have inherent risk with them. So what would you say are some of the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
I think the biggest risk with any content website like mine are like the Google core updates. They happen like every year or after every 2 years. There's a major updates. They shake up things a lot and unlock the listing and see. I guess in March and April, the website really started hitting its stride, and 4th of May, the core update came along and the site got hit. So I was like, okay, there must be something that I can do to recover the rankings and the traffic of the website and the overall revenue and profit and all of that. So I started learning on how to like remove an algo penalty. So I read Matt Dickey's guide on how to remove an algorithmic penalty if you get hit by it. So I guess with content websites, you only have content that's going to be devalued over time. So I had a pretty good look at my website, and the one thing that I noticed was that I guess somehow I was not really satisfying the search intent guidelines laid out by Google. So I started updating almost all of my articles to satisfy the search intent, to make it more better. And as far as technical SEO is concerned, my website wasn't doing really well because I was only focusing on content. I wasn't focused on technical SEO like website speed, load times, TTFB, time to the first byte of the website, and stuff like that. So on the one hand, I was updating the content according to Google search intent guidelines. And then I majorly improved overall website speed, the TTFB, as I mentioned, time to first byte, optimized images, minified Java and CSS, and all of that stuff. You can get pretty much type in Google and you can get a lot of guides on that. So I guess it took 2 to 3 weeks in total to work on all of this stuff. And I guess within a month and a half, I got my rankings back. So that was a true validation of what I thought was wrong with the website. And then I worked on it. And since then, it's been ranking really good and earning good sum of money.
Yeah, for sure. I think, like you rightly mentioned, the issue with content sites is you can be hit at any time with these algorithm changes. Most of the time, they're usually unannounced. We only find out about them like a week in advance, something like that. So it can be really hard to prepare for it.
And there's one more thing that recently which happened, which thankfully I wasn't affected by that because of my niche. The Amazon commission structure, they changed it in March of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a thing to keep in mind. You should always, like the potential buyer can always look to diversify and look for other, affiliate programs, higher paying affiliate programs, stuff like that. That's also a thing to consider.
Yeah, I think both of those are really good points to be aware of. Like you say, diversifying, especially with your affiliate programs, can really work in your favor to, like you say, mitigate the risk. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. So, hey, we're heading towards the end of the interview now. So there's just the last few wrap-up questions for you.
Sure.
How much support are you offering buyers? Is it the standard 30 days of email support?
Yeah, standard 30 days of email support and a couple of Skype calls. No problem.
Awesome. Are you willing to commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Oh, great. And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
No, I'm not at the moment with this website, no.
Okay.
I'm looking for the total payment upfront.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So for the last question, if we put in the shoes of a buyer, why would you say that your business is worth buying?
I think there's a lot still to improve. I think content-wise, as I mentioned earlier, there's like 100,000 words that I wrote over a period of 2-3 months. That's the biggest thing that the potential buyer can utilize. Like instantly, you don't have to research for keywords. You don't have to do anything. There's proof that this thing is working. So you just double down on that. That's basically what I think.
Wonderful. So, Habe, is there anything that you'd like to share that you think I might have missed?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Habe, thank you for joining me for today's interview. All the best with your future.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 48983. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked the listing, you'll be given everything that you need to know about the business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.